How I improved my SAT score by 200 points. When I took the SAT for the first time, I didn't do great.
I got a 1140. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't what I needed. My goal was at least a 1350. That's what my dream college usually accepts. I thought I had studied enough. I read through a prep book, took a few notes, and did some random questions. But during the test, I panicked. I ran out of time in math.
I second-guessed answers in reading. I left the test center feeling frustrated. That night, I realized something had to change.
I needed a plan.
The first thing I did was take a full-length SAT practice test with a timer. No distractions.
No shortcuts. Just me, my pencil, and the test. I found this free SAT practice test online.
It was close to the real thing. After finishing it, I reviewed every mistake. I didn't just check the answer key.
I asked myself, why did I get this wrong?
That's when things started to click. And I also found SAT community is life-changing.
Before that, I thought I was bad at math.
But it turns out I was just making small calculation errors. I wasn't checking my work.
In reading, I didn't struggle with vocabulary, I struggled with timing.
I was spending too long on certain passages. By seeing my actual performance on a timed test, I got real feedback.
It was clear what I had to fix.
I didn't go overboard. I studied about 1 to 1.5 hours per day.
Sometimes less.
Here's what I did. Mondays and Wednesdays math review and practice. Tuesdays and Thursdays reading and grammar.
Fridays mixed practice. Sundays one full-timed section or review. I never studied all day.
That just made me tired. I kept it short and focused. This was the hardest part, but also the most helpful. After each practice set, I went over the wrong answers.
I wrote down why I missed it.
Sometimes I didn't read the question carefully.
Sometimes I used the wrong formula. It wasn't always about knowledge, it was about habits. I also stopped ignoring questions I got lucky on.
If I wasn't 100% sure why I got it right, I still reviewed it.
In total, I took 5 full-length practice tests over 2 months. I timed each one. I reviewed every mistake.
My scores slowly went up. From 1,140 to 1,210, then 1,280, and finally 1,340. The test felt easier each time. Not because the questions were simpler, but because I knew what to expect. On test day, I wasn't relaxed.
I was nervous.
But I didn't freeze.
I remembered the timing tricks I had practiced. I skipped questions that looked too long and came back to them. I didn't panic if I didn't know something right away. I finished every section on time.
That was new for me.
I didn't use fancy strategies. I didn't take expensive courses. I just used practice tests, reviewed my mistakes, and studied a little each day.
If you're stuck or unsure where to start, I'd say begin with a timed SAT practice test. It helped me figure out what really needed work. Everything else came after that. Improving your score isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. That's what worked for me. This is an AD for the SAT practice test they linked, or at the very least the company that provides it.